Knitty friends. I know, it has been forever. So hi, I'm Adrienne. Welcome to Tryllacraft. It has been far longer than I had intended. I kept meaning to come and record, but work got in the way. Stupid marking. I've been inundated by work the last couple weeks. I also lost my knitting mojo, probably because of work. So I kept feeling bad because I hadn't gotten much done. But now it's just been too long, so I had to come and say hi. Things are okay. I am busy with work as usual. Other than that, I don't do a whole lot. I don't leave my house much, and I have one friend family that I bubble with that I get to see once a week, and yeah, that pretty much covers my life. I'm currently working, like, really, it works out to be about 2 full-time jobs, so I work, I sleep, and I eat. That's pretty much all I do. But when I pulled out all the stuff for today, I was like, oh, I did a little knitting. Did a lot of buying, but did a little knitting. But other than that, things are okay. What else has gone on? My dad had his birthday at the beginning of November. He's 88 now. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But he's doing okay. He's not on chemo anymore. They've discontinued that because it's not doing anything for him. It's never been curative, but it was just making him really feel miserable and be ill. So now he's doing well. He put on a little bit of weight. He's all proud he's got some muscles again. So yeah, he's been doing all right. So I haven't called him in a while. I should do that. I'm such a bad daughter sometimes. Other than that, yeah. I went to Muskoka for a weekend with my friend that I bubble with. She and I had rented a cottage ages ago and had to cancel for bad weather and then COVID. And so we finally went away for a weekend and it was a working retreat. So we did work all day and then just hung out and like ate dinner and chatted and knit and watched movies together and just kind of had downtime. Because if you're in your own house, as I'm sure all of you know, even when you're done work, you know, it's not like you can just sit and rest because it's all the house stuff that needs to be done. But when you're not in your own house, not doing the house stuff is feasible. So that was kind of nice. Other than that, oh, the only exciting thing, it's not exciting for anyone except for me, really, is I have 2 weeks. 2 weeks until I'm on vacation again. And I do this every year. I save up a lot of my vacation. I use it prior to Christmas, so I have a very long Christmas break. The university closes for about 10, 12 days to start with, and then I just kind of add on. So I have 24 days off. And I will be done all 3 of my courses. So I will have basically, other than a couple assignments, 1 assignment to mark. I will have very little work to do for 24 days. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to knit until my fingers bleed and then I'm going to knit some more. Speaking of knitting, I do have a couple finishes I should share. The first one, please, you know, protect your eyes because this is bright. Look at that. Oh, it's hideous. I really don't like orange. But it is orange like she wanted. It is slouchy like she wanted. Hats make such funny shapes, don't you think? But anyway. So, this is just the Slouch Head Hat by someone whose name I should know and I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. And so this is made out of Leo and Roxy. So this is Creamsicle, this is Telio Secret, and this is their Leo, which is a naked or natural. So, let's show off. Look at all that ribbing that I did. That is 5 solid inches of 2x2 ribbing, people. This is a bane of my existence, but I got it done. But yeah. So yeah. One slouchy hat. I couldn't do just orange. I had to. But I know she loves turquoise, so it'll work. So yeah, so now I just have to wash it, block it, and send it. Whee! So that'll be my later in the weekend project. So I have it finished. That's good. I also have a hoe. Surprise, surprise, I have a sock. This. So the main color is by Super Crafty Girl. Colorway is called I'm Really Not a Mermaid. And then the contrast is actually one of the solids that I dyed for myself for my birthday. So it's an Old Oak Yarns original. So yeah, so hooray. Happy to get that done. I have not yet cast on the second. I reverted to my old ways and didn't do that. Whoops. It's all good, it's all good. I will start it eventually. I have a few other things on the needles. So when I went to visit my dad, the very first thing he said to me was, "How are my socks?" And I lied and said, "Oh, they're great." I hadn't started them. Oh, we have some serious sunshine coming in. Hold on. Okay, a little darker, but at least it's not like striping my face. So, I pulled out my, ooh, look, a Christmas bag. Although this reminds me of my dad a little bit, because he likes old trucks and stuff like that, so it's matchy-matchy in that sense. And then the yarn is by Yarn Indulgences, which is a semi-local dyer to me. And it's a merino cashmere nylon worsted weight. So the colorway is navy. I'm knitting these on 3.75 millimeter or US 5 needles. And these are my very first ever worsted weight socks. And it's very weird for me. So I've been knitting socks for a few years and I've kind of got my recipe down pat. I know how many stitches I cast on. I know how many rows I knit for the cuff, for the leg, right? Because I know all that. But gauge is totally different. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am guessing. So the sock looks really large. Although I tried it on when it was like this tall, and it went on my leg no problem. It was nice and like it didn't flop or anything. So I don't know. I think it'll be okay. But it is, oh, it feels so nice. It's so like almost slippery and buttery. It's so nice. Oh, I love cashmere. But my dad was very specific. When I saw him last time, he was like, "This is really what I want." So he wanted large socks, so bed socks, which is why I'm doing worsted weight for him. And he's like, "I don't, the stuff at the top that pulls it in, I don't want it." I'm like, "The ribbing, Dad?" I was like, I could have done like a tubular cast on or something like that to remove the ribbed cuff, but it would have been just as tight because it would have been doubled. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So I did the least amount of ribbing I could. There's 4 rows of ribbing there, and I did a 3x1 rib. So it's like literally the least amount of ribbing I think I could do. It doesn't pull in very much. So, I'm working down the leg. I've also never made a sock for a man before, so I don't really know what size everything needs to be. So I'm at about 7 inches right now from the top to the needles. Because I have such fat calves, like the socks that are longer than this, I can't pull them up over my calves anyway. I think my dad's scrawnier. Shh, don't tell my dad I said that. So I think this would work. So I think I'm gonna do like another inch. So do like an 8-inch leg. And then I'll start the heel. I don't know, I feel like I'm guessing and it makes me very nervous. It's very weird. It's very weird. But anyway, I will let you know how these go. I will take pictures. Anyway, we're figuring it out as we go. A little bit of a crapshoot, we'll figure it out though. So yeah. So that's just one thing. I just started that this week because I'm bad. All right. I got a lap full of knitting. So if you remember in October, I was trying to do a start a week, which I totally blame on Carrie and Jolynn from The Little Red Mitten, because they suggested it, and so of course I did it. I don't even think they did it, but I did. So I started my 5th pair, which is quite literally all I did was start it. Isn't that pretty? So this yarn is called a Deconstructed Fade. It's by Shirley Bryan Yarns. The colorway is called Lizzie McGuire, You're an Outfit Repeater. I have no idea what that's a reference to. Don't really care. I vaguely know who Lizzie McGuire is, and that makes me care even less. But the colors are really pretty. So, it's funny though, because I didn't think it was going to be quite this, like, speckly, and don't ask me why I didn't think it was going to be. It's not that I didn't think it was going to be speckly. Let me see if I can describe this. I thought it would be more obviously one color, and it's not. It's a really... So the base color of the yarn is one color, and then it's speckled in certain colors. And then as it moves, it turns into a different base color with the same speckles. But the base color from the first one becomes one of the speckles. It's kind of really, really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how these knit up when I have time, when I have my mojo back. So yeah. Bag. And, oh, I have this one. I can't remember where I got this bag. It's off Etsy somewhere. It's a really lovely bag. I absolutely adore it. They don't have a tag on here, so I just don't know. I'm sure I could go back and look through my Etsy history, but that's not something I'm gonna do at whatever o'clock in the morning it is right now. So the yarn in here is by Mustache Yarns. So I have a gazillion skeins of Mustache Yarns. I've never knit one before, so this is my first pair that I'm knitting. So Mustache Yarns. So this is a perfectly matched, it's a perfect sock. So it comes in 2 skeins that are perfectly matched. So you can get matchy socks, which makes me happy. And the color is called Beauty and Her Beast. It's a 12 stripe repeat. Ugh. I have not gotten very far. Oh, sorry, Bluey Odie. So it's got blues and the yellowy beiges, and I'm just getting into the pinks. It is not well caked, so it's hard to... So it's got greens, blues, pinks, and the yellowy beiges. So yeah. Oh, so Blowy Odie. Sorry, folks. So yeah. It's exciting. So this is why I keep so many socks on the needles. Everything else I was working on was at points where I couldn't run around and knit with them. And so my friend that I bubble with, we have a knit night at her place every Wednesday night. So it's me, her, and her mom that get together. And so we knit, which is always fun. It's nice to have people to knit with. It really is. So, had to take something that did not require thought. So yeah, so I'm working on that one. And I got this one going. I love this bag. This is a Knit's Best Thing bag. It's beautiful. And surprise, surprise, it's holding my Codependent Knitters sock yarn. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen last weekend I posted about this particular yarn, and I said, halfway done a heel, look what I got done this weekend, because I'd only gotten half a heel done all weekend. So now I've gotten to the heel turn, and no farther. I got next to nothing done on this during the week. Yeah. So this is Codependent Knitters Colorway by Timber Yarns. So it's beautiful. I just haven't really had a lot of time to work on it. I want to. I love it. No knitting mojo. I spend most of my evenings, by the time I finish work, which is anywhere between, usually between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., my ability to do any, like, require any brain cells kind of functioning is non-existent. So I lay on the couch and I just, and watch TV. I'm lucky if I even get food in me. Which is really sad because I want to knit, and that's the kicker, right? I do actually still want to knit, so I don't think it's my mojo exactly that's gone. I just don't have the energy or the brain capacity to knit even something as simple as socks, because, you know, I still have to do the movements, and my brain is like, nope, I think no more. So that's a bummer. All right. So we've gone through my finishes, gone through my whips. Who knows what's next? Acquisitions. Lots of acquisitions. I told you. You have no idea. Lots of acquisitions. Ooh. All right, so let's start off with these. So my friend that I now knit with on Wednesdays, my bubble knitters, her mother is a sewist, and I think I've told you about her before. She made us some bags. Well, every time she talks to us, she's like, I made you some more bags. She only makes them for us. She thinks it's so much fun, and she gets a kick out of using her fabric stash. And I'm like, I'm not gonna say no, all right? Not only do I love the bags, but she gets such joy out of being able to create them and gift them to me and her daughter that I'm just like, I am happy to make you happy. Which sounds weird and really strange because I'm the one who benefits, but that's okay. So this was Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, not American Thanksgiving. We had had Thanksgiving at her house. I joined them. And she took us down to the yarn room and picked out, or the fabric room and picked out fabric. So I finally got my bags. The first one, look how sparkly it is. It's just like sparkle magic. Sparkly! I'm so excited about this one. It's so lovely. So she has someone, I'm assuming it's her daughter, told her that I like purple. And so everything she makes me or she suggests for me is all purple. So that's one. And then the other one I picked out is this beautiful burgundy paisley. I know, I'm so excited. So I have 2 new bags, which now need to be filled, which I happen to have needles that are waiting. I even actually have yarn caked up. It's sitting on the counter in my kitchen. It's caked. It just needs me to have the time and the energy to cast on. And that's going in one of my bags immediately. So that's awesome. And then when I saw her at our last knit night, she produces these pinned together fabrics. She's like, so I made some choices for you. And I'm like, okay. And so she's done different combinations of fabrics together. And she laid out like 5 or 6 of them and said, pick 2. And I said, I will take that one and that one. So apparently I have 2 more bags coming. I'm like, luckily I might have bought some more needles. So I'll show you my needles. So these just arrived yesterday. As we all know, I am for sure a Hiya Sharp fan. Don't get me wrong, I like my Chow Goose as well, but I love my Hiya Sharps, especially my fixed. So, I had seen somewhere some super bulky yarn, and kind of got into my head that I wanted to do a super bulky toque. And I was like, oh, I need to buy some yarn. I'm gonna have to get some needles, blah, blah, blah. And one of my friends, we were in a group chat, and she texted me and she said, don't you have super bulky in your stash? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she tells me the color of the yarn, when I bought it, and where I bought it. I'm like, it's not a good thing when your friends know your stash better than you do. And I'm like, I totally forgot. So, and then one of the other friends in the group chat pulls up a picture and was like, yeah, we took a picture of everything that we bought together the day. There it is, it's right there. And I'm like, how did you find that picture so, like, this was all in like the space of 5 minutes. I'm like, how did you find that picture so fast I couldn't even remember the yarn? And it's my yarn. So, I bought some big fat needles. Look at these. These are US 13s. These are 9mm puppies. So, because the last time I knit super bulky was actually last Christmas. I knit 2 cowls, but I borrowed a friend's needles to knit them. So anyway, so since I was buying these, I picked up 2 more sock needles, because that's how I roll. I don't know why I need so many socks on the needles, but I really do like starting socks. All right. So, if you remember, I joined a couple yarn clubs. So the first one I joined is the Yarn of the Month Club from Freckled Whimsy. So this was the October colorway. This is called Honey Crisp. I love it. I am normally not a red girl, but the idea of an apple, of having apple socks, totally floats my boat. I don't know why, it just does. So it's awesome. It's got reds and pinks and browns and greens, and just so excited. There we go. I'm so excited. So yeah, that one's lovely. Totally made my day when I got that one. Super excited. So that's one. I also joined, Freckled Whimsy came out with a Harry Potter Yarn of the Month Club. So it's a 12-month club that you get if you buy all 13 or all 12 things, then you get a 13th free. So I started at the beginning. So this one is called Neville is Brave. So I have no idea what the stripe's gonna look like. I'm kind of curious. The coloring doesn't jump out at me, but it makes me curious. So it's got pinks and greens and blues and yellow. It's a really nice kind of sprucey contrast. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Makes me curious. Just makes me curious. But anyway, can't go wrong with having more Harry Potter yarn. Hooray for Harry Potter. And then the second one, you will know immediately. This is not my yarn. It's called Ginny's Secrets. So not that the yarn is, you know how much I hate orange. And yellow is right behind it. So it's mostly kind of like grays and bluey grays, slate grays, with like corals and oranges and yellow. And again, I don't know how it's going to knit up. It kind of, I don't know. So we'll see. But it's true, I don't have any Harry Potter colorways that are about the Weasley family, because they're all gingers. Well, most of them are gingers. So it's probably not a bad idea to have a Weasley colored pair of socks. It's not going to be on my top of my list of knitting, but that's probably true for all the yarn that I just received. So whatever, it's fine. I'm curious to see how the rest of them go. Usually if the first couple in a Yarn of the Month club you don't like, that means there's a bunch of them coming. They're going to be awesome. All right. So I told you that I have a gazillion mustache yarns, and I'm only just knitting my first one. Well, didn't you go out and put out another one that I really like? So of course I bought that too. So this is how long I've been buying from Mustache Yarn. Totally different label. So this is a very white label as opposed to the orange one. So she has a summer concert series. So she puts out these colorways that are based on artists, really, not about songs, but about artists, because it's a concert tour. So this is Sedated, because it's a Ramones colorway. I love it. I like the Ramones. That reminds me of high school. I've actually seen it. So it's like a gradient of stripes that goes from like dark to light, but it's got speckles on it. It's really, really pretty. So I'm super excited about this one. And then the other one I picked up, because, you know, shipping, so I may as well make it worth my while. This is Dark Side EPV, so Pink Floyd colorway. So this is Dark Side of the Moon in the extended play version. So I'm pretty sure I already have Dark Side, but I have the regular version, and this is the extended play version. So I think it just means that the rainbows are a little bit bigger. Oh. Eventually I will knit them and we will find out. Oh, and I have one more bag of acquisitions. So, sorry for any crinkling. As I was starting my dad's socks, or thinking about starting my dad's socks after he talked to me, I was thinking, I'm going to learn how to knit worsted weight socks. I should knit some for myself. And then I got an email from Knit Picks saying, Felici worsted is restocked. And I went, oh. So the first thing I did was buy some regular Felici, because it's quite nice. So this is the sock yarn version. So this is called Countess. So I have 2 of these, so I can make socks. And I like that colorway so much that I bought 3 in the worsted version, so I can make a pair of socks or 2. And I can make a hat, because it's a really pretty colorway. All purples, totally me. It's like Christmas. And then I came out with this one. They have this funky rainbow. It's called Punch Bug. But it's really lovely. So again, pair of socks. Sorry, what I'm doing is looking to see the size of the skeins. Now, these are 100 gram skeins, but they're only 218 yards, which is not quite enough for a pair of worsted socks, I don't think. So I got 2 just in case. And then I have a 3rd, so I can knit a hat, because who doesn't need a worsted weight rainbow hat? So I already have a pair of socks in this colorway in the sock yarn, but this is Beyond the Wall. So now I can make some worsted weight socks beyond the wall. because I just really like them. It's a lot of yarn, folks. So I've been so good so far with the Black Friday sales. I have bought nothing. But then my friend Timber Yarns put up a post last night about a new kit she has coming out tomorrow. I think I'm in trouble. But it's really pretty and I really want it. It's about gnomes and the colors are perfect. I might have to get that. We'll see. We'll try to resist. No, I won't. Anyway, so yeah. That's all my yarn. Keep in mind, that was acquisitions over an entire month. That was not like a 2-week or 1-week acquisition. That was a month's worth of new yarn coming into my house. Oh, that's a lot of yarn. See, I wasn't supposed to buy any yarn, right? Because I had the 2 yarn of the month clubs, and those two a month should have been enough. Oops. But we know how I am. Me and yarn. I think the yarn buying is just as much of a hobby as the yarn knitting. It's all good, all good. All right, folks, I think that's everything. I hope you're well. I hope you're staying out of trouble and, you know, taking care of yourselves, all that kind of junk. In this day and age, we need to take extra good care of ourselves and each other. And keep knitting, even when you're tired. Okay, I'm talking to me here. Keep knitting, keep crafting. And I promise I won't be as long next time. I'll talk to you soon. Love you.